Welcome, everyone, to the October 15th regular business board meeting. We're going to start out with our presentation first, and then we'll do audience recognition and the rest of the business meeting so that people can come see their students. And so we'll do that first. So the board's going to go sit over here, and then we'll start the presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Every year, the Board of School Directors and I have the great pleasure of joining our high school principals in honoring the Lower Merion School District students who have been recognized by the National Merit Scholarship Competition. And this year, it is a very big year and a very big honor, as this has been a banner year for our district in terms of the number and quality of the honorees. A combined 31 students from Harridan and Lower Merion High Schools have been named semifinalists in the 2019 National Merit Scholarship Competition. And an additional 44 students received the Commended Student designation. Our LMSD semifinalists are among approximately 16,000 semifinalists being recognized overall this year. These academically talented high school seniors have an opportunity to continue in the competition for some 7,500 National Merit Scholarships worth more than $31 million. More than 90% of the semifinalists are expected to attain finalist standing, and about half of the finalists will win a National Merit Scholarship, earning the Merit Scholar title. So, we recognize these students and wish them all the best. They represent the district and as they move on in competition. Congratulations to them, to the proud parents, the teachers, administrators, and to all of those who came out this evening and all of those who unfortunately couldn't make it. Congratulations. We're here to honor you. And we'll begin by me introducing Scott Weinstein, principal of Harridan High School.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for coming out. I want to first congratulate the Lower Merion students on behalf of Harridan for this great accomplishment. As Mr. Copeland said, the math of it is really outstanding. About 1.6 million students take the PSATs every year, and the top 50,000, which represents 3%, are awarded as commended students, and top 1%, which is 16,000, are semifinalists. So there's a lot of things that we're proud of our students for, and there's certain things that get people to stop every once in a while, look up and take note. And certainly this accomplishment on a standardized exam that's taken all over the country is one of those things. I'm really proud that 40 of our students were receiving those recognition. Many of them had obligations. We've had a ceremony at Harridan to acknowledge them, and I'm pleased the rest of you were here tonight to be honored in front of the community. It's a tremendous accomplishment. And I know there are probably several people that you can thank, so I'll ask you really intentionally to do that, whether it be your family, your parents, your teachers, and those people that made a difference to get you here tonight. And certainly most of this accomplishment is your own. I'm sure it represents lots of staying up late and a lot of the sacrifices that you've made. I also look at the faces that I'm about to call their names, and they also represent not just academic prowess, but they're the people in our community that are giving back, that are doing so much more and making our community greater in so many other ways than sitting down in that one moment and testing so well. So we're really proud of you for so many reasons. And I'll list their names now. And when you hear your name, if you'll come up and shake our hands, hopefully, and get a certificate, and we would be grateful. So our commended student, we would, Valeria Varlashova, if you would come up to be honored. Yes, thank you. Our National Merit semifinalist, Danielle Benstock. Congratulations, Danielle. Sophie Brown. Congrats, Soph. Francis Chaliceri. Congratulations. Matthew Groneveld. Ty. Chang Chao Huang. Congratulations. You got it, I'll take it. Kate Kaharchik. Congrats, Kate. Michelle Chin. Guillermo Ribeiro Vecino. Sophia Sassoli. Congrats, Soph. Ashwini Shendi. Noah Stern. Congrats, Noah. And Max Wang. You're throwing me off, Max. Congratulations. Once again, it's my pleasure to represent Harriton High School. I congratulate you all, and I will introduce to the microphone Sean Hughes, the principal of Lower Merion High School.
Good evening, everybody, and happy Monday to all of you. Hello, students. Congratulations for everybody here tonight. As Mr. Copeland and Mr. Weinstein so eloquently commented, this is an excellent achievement in students, your academic careers, and I'm honored to be here tonight and recognize your accomplishments. Students, just remember one thing. You should be extremely proud of this designation as it shows that you have exceptional talents and potential academically. I know that your teachers and administrators are very proud of you from both high schools. We're proud that you've committed yourself to have a strong work ethic and a passion for learning and achieving goals that have you set for yourself. I'm sure you realize those achievements, such as the ones that are made possible through the support of many people and many other efforts as well. So the final effort and achievement are yours, but make sure you're humble and you thank all of those people that have guided you for your academic achievements up until this far. It would be of good character for you to thank. Make sure your parents and your teachers and people here to support you tonight, your guardians and everybody else that's been around you. Make sure you say to them, thanks for helping me along the way. All of us take great pride in your accomplishments and your achievements, and we really like to be a part of it. So thank you very much, and congratulations on this great night. So as I call your name, please come up, shake hands, and receive a certificate. Henry Chen. Madison Dillon. Ethan Frank. Dylan Hurock. Sophia Lake. Jasper Lim Goyette. Adam Shaw. Spencer Shaw. Anna Barnett. Andres Bermudez. Molly Cutler. Marion Donahue. Lily Ellman. Grace Ski. Aiden Guratni. Ethan Spingarn. Catherine Ann Wang. Edward Zhang. And Ziwen Zhao. Not here. Okay. Well, that would be it. Congratulations, everybody. So, it's picture time. You want to stay in here or want to go out there? Right. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, guardians, and everybody, students, we're going to ask you to go out to the main lobby, listen to Mrs. Buckman. This is a big part of your challenge for national merit stuff here. You must line up correctly out there for photos and pictures. It will take a while, so don't complain. Parents, please join out there. You can get on any type of background and enjoy the thing. Thank you, everybody, very much. Take care.
Okay. Thank you for everyone's patience as we celebrate our student successes. At this time, we're going to do audience recognition, so that means people can speak on an agenda item only. At the end of the meeting, you'll be able to speak on anything you want. So if you would like to speak on a topic, please sign in. It's the usual, say your name, generally where you live, 3 minutes. Mr. Orlando, do we have a list that we can start calling people?
We do. Eli Fellman, Adrian Seltzer, and Ruth Jenkins.
You can just come up to the podium, right over there. Great.
My name is Eli Feldman, and I'm a freshman at Harridan High School, here tonight to talk about later school start times. In my few weeks at Harridan, I've already gotten into a pattern that I can tell will soon affect me and my peers negatively in the future. Every day, I am awoken at 6:15 on the dot by a loud yell, also known as my mom, and groggily got out of bed to take a quick shower and to get dressed, scarfing down my breakfast and getting my school things together to run to the bus stop just in time to make my bus. Then, after going through a whole day's work of over 7 hours of school and receiving lots of homework, I stay after school almost every day for clubs and sports, most days not getting home until at least 6 o'clock. After that, I also eat my dinner very quickly. I get right to my homework and studying, along with much club work, which altogether normally takes hours. Now, since it's the beginning of the school year and I'm a freshman, my teachers haven't assigned me the amount of work that I know they will in the future. In just several weeks from now, I could be getting to bed every night within a range from 11 to 12 at night. Throughout my Harridan career, I'm sure that most nights it'll be way closer to 12 than 11, and even sometimes later. From Monday to Friday, 180 days a year, a growing teen body just can't keep up with everything that they have going on, going off of just 6.5 hours of sleep per night. If school start times were to be pushed back, every single student would have the ability to stay up later doing work, to do more work in the morning if they couldn't finish the night before, and most importantly, get the chance to sleep in, which they wouldn't really have the ability to do in the current system. Just 1 week ago, 10th and 11th graders took the PSATs from the normal start of school time to 11 a.m., causing the freshmen and seniors to get to come to school at 11. While I was walking into Harridan on that day, the look on my classmates' faces were looks of joy and freshness, ones that were unparalleled by any other event in Harridan at my time. When I asked many of my friends what had happened to them that caused all of these happy expressions, they all replied that they were allowed to sleep in. While I'm aware that it would be impossible to move start times to 11 a.m. every day, I'm also aware that these feelings of glee were caused by the change from not having to wake up so early in the morning. Not only would students feel this way every day when they came to school if start times were pushed back, but they would also be grateful to the district for creating not just a better school experience for them, but also a better life experience for them. Everyone in this room has read about and knows every single benefit of later school start times and seems to agree that it would help the students. Please, I know that the talk of pushing back school times has gone on now for several years, but I'm here to ask that this can get done before I graduate. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming and speaking to us, Eli.
Hello, Adrian Seltzer, Wynwood. First, congratulations to the National Merit Award winners. This is concerning 11D. Please, while you have the GEO, it'll come to me in a second. The exploratory geotechnical report happening. Please also look into geothermal as far as an energy source for the new school. Phoenixville School District saves over $70,000 a year because they have geothermal. Under 13A grants, the school board should look into grants which will supplement income of underperforming students who work or babysit for younger siblings. A benefit would be that the babysittees would be helped with homework and also given a head start if they're before kindergarten age. And then on agenda items per se, I printed out the agenda for this evening. Under number 6, highlights from the superintendent, the curriculum committee meeting report, the facilities purchasing committee report, the policy committee report, and the communication committee report. There were no details on that in the agenda. So how can somebody know if what they're talking about is an agenda item if there's no substance in your agenda to say what these things will be? I thank you very much.
Ruth Jenkin in Wynwood. The students tonight were high-achieving students, and one group that was left out that supports these students are the grandparents. With many, both parents working, it's often the grandparents that are doing the driving back and forth in different locations. I also have come to several, over many, many years of these awards, and nowhere is the achievement gap more startling than at these awards. And when you see that there is no student of color at all throughout many of these events, something is wrong at some very core level. The next thing I just wanted to talk about quickly, with particular direction to Dr. Gilbert. As a professor of geography, you are not only responsible for teaching the academics, but also the responsibility of stewardship of protected lands like Stoneleigh, and to allow it to belong to the people of the community instead of flattening it out and making it into playing fields. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure. In terms of the sleep time, early start time, as I had said at the last board meeting, that this is something that the administration is going to be reporting on at the upcoming November CCOB. We also, our transportation department is working tirelessly on a number of different scenarios so that we can have a quality understanding of what impact this might have on the district. So I think November would be a good time to come out and see and hear what's being said. In terms of, Oh, I'm sorry. In terms of the board members' reports, everything that's on that the board members are going to report on is in the document. When the board members give a report, they give a full fleshing out of exactly what took place at those meetings. And so the purpose of their report is to really put into context and in depth those things that are on the agenda. And Mrs. Jenkins, we would agree that the achievement gap is a serious issue. The district has 4 priority goals, and one of them is the task force, and we'll be saying more about that as time goes on throughout the year.
Okay, at this time, we're going to approve the meeting minutes from the Board of School Directors meetings, the September 24th regular business board meeting, the October 8th Education Committee, and accept the following committee meeting minutes: September 26th Communications, October 2nd Curriculum, October 5th Policy, and October 11th Facilities. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Thank you. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The motion passes. Turn it over to you, Mr. Copeland.
Thank you, Dr. Gilbert. Our highlights, I think, tonight were our students. So we're going to move on to human resources. The administration superintendent recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached human resource actions HR 1 through HR 5.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The motion passes. We are now going to have a curriculum committee report from Dr. Van Lynch.
Thank you, Dr. Gilbert. The curriculum committee met on Tuesday, October 2nd at 8:30 a.m. in the Lower Merion Administration Building boardroom. I just wanted to respond to Ms. Seltzer's request or concern that the documents are not in the business meeting. All the documents I believe that she's requesting are in the actual committee meeting documents and board docs. And so maybe that's the confusion. So hopefully in the future, she'll be able to, and other community members as well, will be able to find those. In addition, they are also, at least for curriculum, they're in the education and supplementary board meeting documents as well. We had a number of course proposals in 5 content areas, which included mathematics, middle and high school, world language, Spanish 6 and French 6, family and consumer sciences, baking and confections for our high school students, social studies, global citizenship, high school as well. Course proposals presented were all aligned with the All Forward strategic plan and were each framed for the curriculum committee with historical context, current and future plans, and the transformative goals the courses will emphasize. Curriculum committee was also provided an overview of changes to the middle and high school math, which is now named integrated math, and we had those meetings last school year as well, but this was just a refresh of where we are in terms of both the course proposals as well as the textbooks that will go with those particular courses. Cost for math textbooks in total was $49,000. World language will be determined in the upcoming budget. Family and consumer sciences, $3,851.24. Social studies, $17,000. The curriculum committee agreed to move all proposals forward for full board consideration at this business meeting. And again, all of our documents are located in board docs under the respective dates. 2 textbook proposals were presented. They were comprehensive health skills for middle schools and the culinary professional. Both proposals were reviewed and presented as updates for the curriculum committee and within the current curriculum cycle, as well as resources that align with the strategic plan. And both textbooks were supported by the committee and moved forward for full board consideration this evening. We had one presentation topic that the committee was very excited about, a new partnership with the University of the Sciences that will provide our juniors and seniors at both high schools an opportunity to gain exposure to the academic challenges of college while in their supportive high school environment, earn college credit for up to 4 business education classes, which with successful completion will be applicable toward degree requirements at the University of the Sciences and other select institutions. Mr. Cody shared that the team is in the recruitment phase of the program and provided a timeline whereby the program will begin next fall 2019. Possible future dual enrollment opportunities also with University of the Sciences include data science program, neuroscience program, and pre-health experience program. The committee thanked Mr. Cody and the administration for its efforts in identifying a program that will replace the Penn State dual enrollment program, which unfortunately is no longer in place because of Penn State pulling out of that. Our students were able to complete the program that were grandfathered, but we now have a new program that has a lot of potential for our students. The cost of the dual enrollment program will be approximately $8,000 annually. And the curriculum committee also agreed to move this proposal forward. We held our discussion topic on the gifted program evaluation use committee for our November curriculum meeting because of time constraints. The next curriculum meeting will be Tuesday, November 7th at 8:30 a.m. In the boardroom.
Thank you, Dr. Van Lynch.
Now, under Educational Services, the recommended actions, I'd like to take B through F in one motion. The administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached Hanover research contract for services through 6/30/21 at a total cost of $125,750. That's a 3-year commitment. Also, under C, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached IXL learning contract for the site license at a total cost of $7,826. Under D, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached University of the Sciences agreement for a dual enrollment program beginning in the fall of 2020. The administration further recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the attached new textbook purchases. And the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approve the attached overnight trip.
Are there any questions? Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second? Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The motion passes.
Under Student Services, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the Student Services items as listed, agreement for students receiving non-district educational services SS1 through SS4.
Are there any questions? Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Do you have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. Oh, I'd like to introduce Mr. Driscoll, who will give us a report of the Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting.
Thank you. We met this past Thursday over in the DAO, and we began our meeting by reviewing and recommending for approval the list of bills. We then moved on to review and recommending for approval this evening 4 district contracts. The Hanover Research, a 3-year contract for $125,750. This is a company that provides research reports, survey design analysis, and benchmarking services. We then discussed the IXL Learning for $7,826. This replaces another electronic service to provide support to students who need a little assistance in the math at Welsh Valley. We then looked at the Goodhart Wilcox Publisher, $3,851.24. This is to purchase a new textbook for a new elective class in baking and confections. And then another one from Goodhart Wilcox Publisher, $12,970, purchase a new textbook for middle school health class that is more up-to-date information and to better align with the high school health program. We then reviewed and recommended for approval 4 items on the purchasing report. First was with Manderbeck Ford for a total of $134,836. This is to purchase 4 service vehicles for district electricians, painters, HVAC, and plumbers. The existing trucks and vans that they currently use are approximately 12 to 13 years old and have reached the end of their useful lives. We then, from Starlight for $11,450, during repairs to the Harriton Auditorium systems, a lighting panel was discovered to be broken. As parts for this panel cannot be located for the existing system, this contract is to replace that entire panel. The next contract was S.J. Thomas for $33,637. This is a contract to run the high voltage supply to a portion of Harriton High School. During the stormwater basin replacement project this summer, the district had to run power via an overhead line, and this contract will run that conduit through an underground duct that was installed as part of the basin replacement. Final contract on the purchasing report was with BAF, $12,041.55. This is to purchase and install a circulation fan in the main gym at Welsh Valley to assist with humidity and temperature issues. We then reviewed and recommended a combustion service contract with Combustion Service and Equipment Company, $8,600. This is a contract to perform design work to replace ventilation systems at both high schools' water heaters and summer boilers. The next contract was David Blackmore & Associates, $18,600. This is a contract to conduct field explorations, take borings, dig test pits, etc., to determine the geological makeup of this 1860 site. This is part of the district's due diligence to determine feasibility of the site for construction. The next one was Element Environmental Solutions, $10,000, a contract to conduct environmental studies at the 1860 site. We then reviewed and recommended for approval 2 change orders. One was with Lantec Enterprises, an increase of $4,440.95. This was to adjust and reinforce some pipe openings in the existing manhole structures at the newly installed basin at Harriton High School. And then we looked at one other contract with McCarthy Masonry and Concrete, increase of $19,400. As part of the flume repair on Rock Hill Road, the township engineer requested additional concrete be installed. We then briefly discussed the township meeting that was the night prior, where they were considering zoning changes that would make it a little easier for the school district to build a new middle school. Our next facilities and purchasing meeting is November 15th at 8:30.
Thank you, Mr. Driscoll.
Under the Business Office and Finance sections, I'm going to take items B through F in one motion. The administration recommends the Board of School Directors approve the following action items. Approve the list of bills, approve the financial report for September 2018, receipt of the first quarter student activities reports, accept with pleasure pursuant to policy 702 the following donations: $1,260 from Gladwin Home and School Association for the purchase and installation of an HP Design Jet e-printer plotter to Gladwin Elementary School, synthetic ice and other ice hockey equipment valued at $5,450 from Lower Merion Ice Hockey Club to Lower Merion High School, purchase and placing of spring bulbs and stepping stones valued at $150 from Brownie Troop 71869 and Daisy Troop 71199 to Pembina Elementary School, and declare surplus items as surplus property and authorize the disposition thereof.
First, let me just say thank you for everyone who's donated to the district. We really appreciate it. At this time, are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The motion passes.
Under the facilities and operations, I'm going to take items A through E in one motion. All these items were discussed and reviewed at the Facilities and Purchasing Committee as noted in Mr. Driscoll's report. The administration recommends the Board of School Directors approve the following action items: award contracts for 4 new maintenance vehicles and auditorium lighting, emergency transfer switch at Harrington High School, underground high voltage lines at Harrington High School, power foil fan at Walsh Valley Middle School. Approve the agreements with Combustion Service and Equipment Company for engineering designs at Lower Merion and Harrington High Schools for a total of $8,600. Approve the individual work order with Element Environmental Solutions to perform additional environmental sampling and lab testing at 1816 West Montgomery Avenue in a not to exceed amount of $10,000. Approve the individual work order with David Blackmore Associates Inc. to provide an exploratory geotechnical report at 1816 West Montgomery Avenue in the amount of $18,600, and approve the change orders for repairs to the Stormwater Basin 2.1 at Harrington High School and the repair of the flume at 65 Rock Hill Road.
Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The motion passes. We will now have a Policy Committee meeting report from Ms. Robinson.
Thank you. The Policy Committee met on October 5th in the District Administration Building. For second readings, we had 3 policies. Policy in AR 332, 432, 532, 832, reporting of waste and wrongdoing or whistleblower. These are new policies and administrative regulations related to the procedure for reporting a situation that appears to be wrong to the reporter. All reports are to be made in good faith, and investigations will be undertaken likewise. All new employees will be required to sign a statement indicating that they have read and understand the policy and administrative regulation as a part of their orientation. Then we went over policy in AR 007, board meetings. We discussed changes to this policy this spring. We also said that the policy would undergo a restructuring to put some of the language in the administrative regulation. Some old language is also being updated to reflect current use. And policies in AR 718, service animals in schools. This policy is being brought forward as a second reading, actually, to reflect a law change allowing for certain animals on school property. The policy in AR governs students, employees, and visitors, for example, at athletic events. Anyone interested in bringing an animal to school grounds should review this policy in AR. For first readings, we had policy 702, gifts, grants, and donations, and 704, recognitions of contributions to the school community. These policies are being changed to reflect the board's intention that naming rights of facilities are no longer a form of recognition accepted by the district. Gifts, grants, and donations are gladly and appreciatively accepted. Policy 135, overnight student trips, is being updated to reflect practice as well as for wording changes. In essence, when practical, a trip proposal must occur at least 8 weeks prior to the trip itself and should take place to enhance a course of study or further the learning objectives of the district's educational program. Trips should require 2 or fewer absence days from school. And for discussion, the administration teed up several policies that will be discussed further next month. The next policy committee meeting will be held on November 9th in the district administration building. Thank you.
Thank you. So the following policies were reviewed for a second reading. Policy 007, board meetings, policy 332, reporting waste and wrongdoing in district operations, and policy 718, service animals. Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Hold on one
Aye.
second. That policy, 332, is actually 4 different policies. And I assume you want the motion to include all 4 of those policies. So,
Is it incorrect on the agenda?
That can be, it'll be reflected on the, it can be reflected in the minute. Well, as long as all the board members understood that those dots meant all 4 policies that were
Okay, and this was what was
described in the policy
reviewed at
committee
policy
report.
yeah,
committee
and
meeting.
what Suba stated in her
That's what I
report.
thought.
Yeah, but that's what, I just wanted to make sure
No,
that
thank
all
you for
4 were
catching that,
included in
Diane. I
the
appreciate that.
motion.
Do you have the numbers, or do you want me to just, I don't have the numbers.
Yeah, they're listed. It's 007, policy 332, 432, 532, 832, which is one policy.
On my copy, it says
And
dot,
718.
dot, dot. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The motion passes. We also have a first reading, which doesn't require a vote, that Ms. Robinson talked about, policy 135, overnight student trips, and policy 702, gifts, grants, and donations. That will be discussed at the next meeting. In addition, the administration recommends that the Board of School Directors approves the following donation requests pursuant to Policy 701, sale or disposal of district property and equipment, 6 iPads to the Saints Scholars Program at the Saints Memorial Baptist Church in Bryn Mawr. Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The motion passes. We will now have a report of the Communications Committee from Ms. Finger.
The Communications Committee met on September 27th in the District Office Administration Building. We spoke on a number of topics, the first of which was the Blackbaud implementation update. All the Education Foundation and Alumni Association records are now in the database and are accessible. However, the home and school associations should still continue to use constant contact, as parent-guardian information from InfoSnap cannot be directly synced into Blackbaud. The school and community relations staff has begun the 9-week process of implementing Net Community, which is the public-facing portal, but it may not be able to track volunteers in the manner the district needs. So Ms. Buckman is researching alternative systems. There appears to be a discrepancy at this time as to what we bought and what it is supposed to do. We probably should have bought communication software with development capabilities, but we purchased development software with some communications capability. The Lower Merion Safe Arrival System is now in use. Information has been communicated via various methods. The USPS, which is the Postal Service, Lower Merion School District website, FAQs, and School Messenger. No written notes are needed. Absences may be reported via telephone call or the Safe Arrival online system. Robocalls will still be made after the attendance is taken in classes as an extra precaution and used as a cross-check. So while you might have reported the absence, you'll still get the phone call. Parents are able to excuse 10 absences per year. Educational trips of up to 5 days must be approved in advance and are in addition to the 10 excused. The Parent Guardian Challenge Success Survey. This survey went live September 26th. We need at least 50% participation for the results to be valid. Our goal is 70%. Survey notification is on the Lower Merion School District website. Postcards were sent via snail mail. Flyers were sent from the school, and there were announcements at ISC and HSA meetings. If you're a parent in a school on an HSA or ISC meeting day, the Wi-Fi is open for you to do the survey. Hard copies of the survey are not available as per Stanford, who puts out the survey, but can be accessed in local libraries or school buildings through October 15th, which happens to be today. The survey takes 20 minutes, can be done by any device, and must be done in one sitting, and for each child if there's more than one in middle school or high school. The comprehensive plan. Public review of the district's comprehensive plan begins October 1st and concludes on the 28th. It can be found on Lmsb along with a comment survey page. This was announced and made available in several ways: emails to all district families, social media, hard copies at Ludington and all local libraries, and all schools have copies. Hashtag Lmsd First Day. This was the first time we had a back to school hashtag and welcome back to school photos. Amy created the printable that parents could use to document the first day photo. Many parents submitted photos using the hashtag. Anna and Dan from Amy's team went to the schools to take pictures as well. Other projects. Radnor Community Access TV is working on interviewing Nancy Acancia-Mesa and STEM cohort teachers about the STEM cohort training they participated in at Arcadia University. Ms. Buckman is in the process of implementing class intercom with the Banner and Marionite staff so students can make moderated posts to our social media accounts. Build On students will be helping the district donate surplus books to the box lunch and book program at Zion Baptist Church. Upcoming events include the Parent Education Series, which begins October 3rd, Lower Merion Concerned Black Parents, that was on October 6th, Alumni Association Lunch on October 12th, Lower Merion Track Field Hall of Fame, which was on the 13th, the Education Foundation Run, which is on the 21st, and the Wizards Game fundraiser at Lower Merion High School will be on November 10th. There are Facebook event pages set up that Amy has set up so people can RSVP, buy tickets, etc. And those were the Alumni Association Lunch, the Track and Field Hall of Fame, and the Education Foundation Run on the 21st. Legislative items for future discussion are the bus arm cameras that were initiated by an Allentown mom. She's looking for other districts to chime in and create resolutions. The camera would take pictures of people who pass stop buses, then these are automatically ticketed, making this self-funded as people pay the tickets. The next meeting will be the next meeting for October 17th has been canceled. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deborah. Okay, at this time, we're going to take audience comment on any topic at all. So if you'd like to ask a question or make a comment, please come sign in. Please do that now if you'd like to make a comment, and then we'll close the list.
Hello, Adrian Seltzer again, Wynwood. And let me see why my pen isn't working, where I wrote everything down. Ah, there we go. I was at the October 6th meeting at Ludington Library for the Black Parents Concerns. And I was dismayed to see the PSSA scores, which show a widening of in the achievement gap between 2007 scores, or 2009, somewhere in there, and the 2017-18 scores. I think that you guys have to start maybe doing a little looking outside the box being a little more with your comprehensive plan. I know in there it says about having each student be looked at and encouraged to find their strengths, and I really feel that that should be happening sooner rather than later. Also, I know you said that there's links in the agenda, okay? But for example, the Communications Committee report by Ms. Finger, there is nothing in here that tells you what that was happening to. It would make it, Board Docs is not user-friendly, okay? I've created websites. It's just because I'm old doesn't mean I don't know how to use a computer. And I think you really need to put a link in to the committee on that main agenda page to make it easier for parents or citizens to find what it is that you will be discussing tonight. It's all part of just making the interaction between the board and the community more user-friendly. Board Docs is not intuitive, and that's what websites should be. And I'm trying to get you to see the benefit to make things more transparent, having things easier to use for the board. It would really go a long way to having parents participate more when it is easier for them to access the information. I thank you very much.
Thank you. I have to say that the committee meetings agendas and the minutes are on the board site. In fact, when I became president, I asked that the different committee chairs give a report of what was discussed at the committee meetings, many of which is voted on at this meeting, but is actually on the agenda. So there is the point of having the committee chairs give a fuller explanation of what was discussed was because there are people here and this is being taped. But any of the action items are on the agenda, both on the, are on the agenda for the board meeting this evening. So, would you like to comment on anything around the achievement gap? I can talk to you afterwards. Adrian, please sit down.
We're in a meeting.
That's not where it would be. The agenda items are where they're being voted upon. I will look and explain it to you afterwards. But the discussion of what people are reporting on is something that they give so that the community can hear it. But the agenda items are where they're located in the actual agenda. But I want to give Mr. Copeland an opportunity to respond on the achievement.
Okay. So, I just broke it. Some things that we're doing in this important committee. There's an Achievement Imperative Task Force. The Achievement Imperative Task Force meets monthly. It is administrators, teachers, and community members. And some of the things I've been working on is hiring and recruiting and retaining staff of color, restorative practices so that we can, get the discipline and suspension rates down because we want kids in school, not out of school. Equity and inclusion, each building is going to be doing what's called an equity and inclusion assessment. And we got this from the Delaware Valley Commission that we participate in. For the last several years, we've done a Jumpstart program in Algebra 2 and chemistry, pre-calculus, and physics, and we want to expand that program. One of the things that we've talked about over the last couple of years is on-ramps, and particularly in mathematics. One of the programs that we've asked the board to adopt is integrated math. We find that math is really a gateway to the sciences, and if students don't have a real facility with that subject, it makes problems elsewhere. So we're making a particular emphasis in the area of math, and we think that the integrated program, which we've described probably 3 or 4 times in the curriculum committee, and I encourage people to take a look at that. The elementary STEM program is in its, I think we had the second summer this year. This is hard when I can't see people. I'm looking for it here. And the summer academies for English language arts. The CARE Committee continues its work on racial literacy. Over the last year, we worked with Dr. Howard Stevenson. This year, we put out an RFP with 3 other groups. I know that Friday, the committee met to determine who those other committees would be, because one of the things we want to do is we want to see more of this cultural literacy in schools and not just at the committee adult level. Some other district work. This is the second year that we've got a one-to-one tutoring initiative where we're focusing on mostly minority students. The one-to-one program is not just about helping kids with what they don't know in math, but preparing them to do well in math the next day in class. So it's not just, let's shore up what you're having trouble with, but you may, you may have trouble in fractions, but tomorrow's lesson may be in whole numbers. So that's what we want kids prepared with, so that they can feel empowered when they go into the class. I mentioned the adoption of the integrated math program. We've done a program evaluation, 2 program evaluations so far this year, which I think have an impact on the achievement gap. One was the gifted program, and one of the questions we asked in the gifted program is, we're not identifying enough kids of color, what can we do? And we're working with Dr. Plucker from Johns Hopkins University is going to be working with us, and specifically to make sure that we can identify more students of color and prepare them earlier so that they can be a part of the Gifted and Talents program. The second program evaluation that we're doing is the one on the academic support programs. And already, just by saying to folks we're going to do an evaluation of that program, we're already finding ways, particularly in our math labs and other areas, so that we can do a better job of making sure we get a return on investment for what we're doing in those. Student voice and perspectives, homework reflection is a major part of this year going forward. Every building does what's called a building learning plan. And the building learning plan is specifically designed to work with, obviously, supporting all kids in academics, but it's in that we're beginning to make sure that we really find kids who are having difficulty, make sure that we take ownership for those kids and moving them forward. Those building learning plans are in their 4th year, and this year they will be, when they're completed by the principals, they'll be online so people can see exactly what each of the 10 buildings are doing in that area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Copeland. Mr. Roos, can you read the sunshine?
Thank you. Board met in executive session October 1st regarding personnel, October 8th regarding real estate, and before this meeting tonight regarding real estate.
Thank you. Upcoming meetings include the Monday, November 12th Education Committee meeting, and the Monday, November 24th regular business board. Those will be at 8 p.m. in the administrative, in the DAO building, where we usually meet. And then committee meetings, as Deborah said, communications on October 17th has been canceled. We're having a curriculum meeting on Wednesday, November 7th. Please note it's a Wednesday meeting due to the election, so it's Wednesday, November 7th. Friday, November 9th is policy. Thursday, November 15th is facilities and purchasing. And Wednesday, November 28th is communication. So it was rescheduled to the 28th. Is there something else? Oh, okay. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming this evening.